Welcome back to another video in our marketing series, and in the last couple of videos we've been talking about WordPress and setting up a website so that you can drive your customers to your opt-in forms and your landing pages. And in this video I'm going to talk about autoresponders. Now there's loads and loads of autoresponders out of there and they all do great jobs, but the one I've been using for years is Aweber, as you can see on the screen. And I have had a really great experience with Aweber. They have very rarely failed me. And I actually have about 10 different accounts with them for different projects. So first of all, for those who have no idea what an autoresponder is, let me just explain what it is. It is an external system. So it doesn't sit on your website. It's an external platform run by a third-party company, and it sends out messages in the form of emails to your subscribers. So I'm sure you've done this. I'm sure you've gone to a website, you filled in your name and address, and then you get sent an email. Well, you might think that the person who owns the website is sending you that directly, and hey, sometimes I'm sure that happens, but on most occasions it's going to be sent to you by a program called an autoresponder. And the opt-in form, which we'll show you later, is actually provided by the autoresponder, in this case Aweber. You have a little piece of code, you take that and put it onto your website, and you integrate the two together. And when a visitor comes to your website, sees what you're offering and says, oh, I want to know what that is all about, they put their name and their email address in, and it will then redirect the information to Aweber, and Aweber will then send an email on your behalf. Now, I'll show you how to set this all up later. Now, this is not a full autoresponder training program. This is just an overview. There are hundreds of websites out there that will give you training, like in YouTube, and Aweber themselves have their own training. And if you come down to the help tab, you will get some of that training right there. So beneath this video, if you're on YouTube, beneath this video, I will put a link to Aweber. Of course, you can choose whichever one you want, but I'm recommending this because I have used it for years. So if you're on YouTube, there's a link beneath this video. If you're on a PDF, just scroll down beneath the video window and you will see a link there as well. It will bring you to a page once you've opted in, once you've signed up and you've done all your email checking and clicking and you get your passwords and everything set up. It'll bring to you a page that looks just like this. Now, don't be overwhelmed. What's great about this is once you've set it up, you don't need to keep setting up. Once it's done, it's done. And you just keep adding to it as you wish. But the first thing that needs to happen is you need to come down to list options. And if you click on that, you will see three little fields here. So if we go to list settings, this is where you set up your list. So in the free version, you're only allowed one list. And if you want to pay and upgrade, then you're allowed unlimited lists. And on the free version, you're also only allowed 500 subscribers. If you upgrade, well, there's different pricing for different amounts of subscribers. I forget exactly how they do it, but I think it's 500, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. And it gets more and more expensive as you go along. But once you've got 500 subscribers, you should be making sufficient to cover the cost of upgrading. And that's how it works. The more subscribers you have, the more you should be making. On average, they say $1 per month per subscriber if you're promoting your products correctly. So here you are, you come to the list settings. This is the list number. So it's a unique list number. That's your number that is relevant only to this list. And then you're going to call it something. So you type in here whatever name you want, and then a small little description explaining what it is. And then you're going to tell people when they get their email, who is it from? So it's going to be from Bitcoin Training Camp, and it's going to be from address, and this is the address that I'm going to send it from. And you can manage your email addresses just here. Don't forget to save the list settings. Okay, so the first thing you need is a list, and then you create the list name just here. And then you can personalize your list. Here you can add in your name, you can put in a Bitcoin, your website URL, you can do an email signature. I haven't done this, I need to get around to doing it. I will do it. You can put in your logo. And what's cool about Aweber is that they actually have a direct link with Canva. I think they're one of the first people to actually do that. So you can click here and design any logos that you have or want directly on Canva. You might have your own logo already. You can just add it in here. And then don't forget to save the list settings. Then what happens is when people subscribe, they put in their name and the email address in the opt-in box, they will receive a message from you, and you can choose the language, the subject line. There's a list of subject lines that you can use, and then the message preview. And you want to make it as fairly simple as possible. And I would suggest that you put the title in that you are going of the product that you're going to give people, so that they understand what it is. You know, people get so many emails this day, and if you just put please click here to get your gift, you know, people have an attention span and a memory retention of about 5 seconds. They forget very quickly what it is they've done. So it's good if you can say, as I have done here, before we can send you the gift, race to 1,000 Satoshi, and this book will make you money from list name. And if you remember, we put your list name in there. Please give permission by clicking on the button below, and they click on confirm my subscription, and then they get included in the series of messages that I'll explain how we create in a moment. You can come down here and edit this as you wish. And then I have a thank you page on my website. You don't have to have this because they have a default thank you page, or success page as they call it. So it's entirely up to you. If you do have your own, I'd put it in here. I recommend you have your own. It just looks more professional, and it handles all your branding. And then down here, you can save your settings. So that's your list set up correctly. The next thing you need is an opt-in form. And if you, on the left-hand side here, you've got this little dashboard. If you click on pages and forms, you will see it has a sign-up form. The landing pages. So it's automatically gone to the landing page. Now, I would only ever use the landing page feature if you don't have a website. And I strongly recommend that you have a website. But if for some reason you just have no money, you literally can't afford it, then you can temporarily use a landing page from Aweber. And a landing page is where you would send the user after they've opted in. So you just follow the instructions here. There's lots of videos and information and help about creating a landing page. So if you're absolutely struggling for cash, you got no money, you can't afford hosting, you can't afford to buy a domain, come here, create your landing page, and that will get you going in the short term. As soon as you're making money, I would really recommend you get your own website for 2 reasons. 1, it's professional. And 2, if you ever lose your account with Aweber for whatever reason, then you've lost all your landing pages as well. Okay, so going back to what we were going to go to just now, our sign up form, click on the sign up forms, and there's 3 stages of going through the sign up form. So up here it says create a sign up form, and you see down here, this is one of my books that I'm giving away, A Race to 1 Million. It's had 8,000 displays. I got 79 people actually signed up, which is a 1% conversion, which is pretty normal in the industry. So if you do 1%, you know, that's brilliant. I might tweak a few things just to see if I can get it higher. But click on create a sign up form. If you have a landing page that we just spoke about, click on this one. If you have a website, and you might be able to hear my dog in the background, he's just come to say hello. if you have your own website, click here, and this is the one I'm going to feature on right now. So click on for my website, and then you can create your opt-in form. And across the top here are loads of template galleries. You can use any of these you want. There's popular, new, my templates, corporate, show more. You can use any of these you want and adapt and change them as you wish, or you can come down here and create your own brand new opt-in form as you wish. You can make it wider. You can change the color of the header. You can change the name, the email address. You can change pretty much anything you want here. You can change the submit button. You can change the color of it. You can change the text to say download your free gift or whatever you want. I recommend you keep this on. We respect your email privacy. You can delete this where it says delete. There you go, delete. And you can change this pretty much as you want. So set up your form as you'd like it. This is where you change a lot of the stuff like the color, you know, all the text, if you want a background image, etc., etc. And then you have to save the form, and then you go to stage 2, step 2. And you click on step 2. You can give the form a name. It's a unique name so that you can recognize it. Let's say you've got 100 forms. You don't want them all called my web form. So I would make it something related to the product or the service that you're selling so that you can recognize it. You can choose a thank you page, the basic version. You can do a custom version, which is what I recommend you do. And you use your own, you can add in your own URL here to your own website. And already subscribed page. So if they've forgotten that they've already subscribed, you can take them to a page that says you've already subscribed. Just go and log in. Once you've done that, you save your form, and then you go to step 3. And step 3 is the code that you will use to embed on your website. So it says, I will install my form. I am comfortable with HTML and have access to edit pages. Or you can put the form on your landing page. This is the landing page we spoke about earlier. So you've got the 2 options. I use this one here. And if you scroll down here, this is the code that you want. And you just click on it. And then copy. Right click, copy. So click on it, right click, copy. And you save that code. And then you will insert it into your website, into an HTML block on your website. And if you need help with this, let us know, because we can help you do this. If you understand how to do it all, then brilliant, but there are lots of people who don't. So if you are brand new and you do need support, we can help you do that. So just contact us at tim@bitcointrainingcamp.com and we can walk you through the process or even do it for you. So we've created the list, we've created the form, and now what we're going to do is create the messages, but we're going to create automated messages. So if you click on the automation, you got a choice between campaign and list automation. And what we're going to do right now is go to campaigns. And as you can see, I have one here, which is active. And if I click on it anywhere, it will open up and you'll be able to see all of the emails that I've got prepared to go out. So I only have to prepare these emails once. So you set up a welcome tag, and this is the very first message. And if I click on that message, it opens up here on the right. I can click on it again, and I can go and edit that message or create it from scratch. But this is a welcome message. This is your very first message. So after the user comes to your website, they fill in their name and address, email address. They confirm that they want to be part of the list. And after they've done that, they get sent your very first email. And you want to give them whatever you promise. So if you said, I'm going to give you a book, as in this case, Race to 1000 and Traffic Explosion, I'm giving people 2 books. In the very first email, you want to give them that. Okay, some people like to play stupid little games, but you don't want to do that because people will unsubscribe. And you want to make it really easy for them. A confused mind says no. So if you make it complicated for someone to find what it is they're looking for that you promised them, they'll never open your emails ever again. I went to one the other day. I signed up for something and I had to click 5 pages before I got to what it was I wanted. And then they kind of misled me. They said, we're going to give you a system that does A, B, C. And what they did was they told me about the system, but if I wanted the system, I actually had to pay for it. And they hadn't told me that. So don't play those games. If you say it's free, make sure it's free. If you say you're going to give something, give it to them straight away. And you want to do that in the very first email. Okay, so there you go. And you can edit as you wish. So they've actually got 2 options to download. So there's the first one. There's the second one. I've given them a little bit of training, what to do. Read the books at least once and then come back to, read page 3 to 8 and implement. And then share your aha moment with me at this email address. And I put in a graphic. Okay, so once you're happy with your message, you save and exit. And you can just go and create a list of as many messages as you want to go out on a regular basis. Now, what is regular? And there's a lot of controversy about how often you should send an email to someone. But some people like to send out once a month. Some people like to send out once a week. I have this theory that people buy what's in front of them. And if they can't see you, they don't buy from you. So, for example, if you go into a restaurant and you buy or you order a Coca-Cola and they say, I'm sorry, we have Pepsi, you're probably going to go, okay, give me the Pepsi or give me another drink. You probably won't leave the restaurant and go and find a restaurant that sells Coke, unless you're one of the directors of Coca-Cola, maybe. So people buy what's in front of them. And if you're not in front of them, they won't buy from you. So I like to send an email every day, especially for the first 30 days. After 30 days, I might slow down a little bit because if they haven't taken action within 1 month, they're probably never going to take an action. But people generally, and if you research this on the internet, people generally don't buy anything on the first time that they meet you. You need 7 to 12 messages to them. So you need to set up at least 12 to 30 messages, and you do that just here. Okay, so you set up all the messages. You can see I've got day 4, day 5, day 6, all the way on. And on and on and on and on and on it goes. And I think I go to about day 31, and then I give them an option. And I say, look, if you haven't if you haven't taken action right now, you're probably never going to do that. So here's a free gift for being part of the list. If you want to take further action, click this button here, and you can come into my whatever it is you're trying to sell. Okay? So that's how you set up the messages. So it's a 3-stage process. One is 4-stage process. One is you sign up for Aweber or whatever autoresponder you want. I recommend Aweber. Then you create your list. Then you create your form. You put your form on your website. Then you create your messages so that they can come from the form to your messages. And that's pretty much all there is to Aweber. Now, obviously, there's lots of other little tabs here. And one that is quite important is your subscriber tab. And if you want to see your subscribers as they come in, you can do. And you can go and check who they are, what they're doing, and if they've got your emails, if they're opening your emails or not. And there's all these different filters that you can see. So you can check by currently subscribed, unsubscribed, by date that they were added since yesterday, in the last 7 days, last month, last year, etc., etc. And you can see here all of your subscribers. And I've got in this one, I think I've got 4 pages. I think it's about 75 or 72 emails, subscribers. So that's brilliant. Okay, so that's pretty much all there is to it. And as I say, this is not an in-depth training. This is just a guide and an overview. But an autoresponder is one of the most important tools that you will have as a marketer. So you need to set all of this up before you do your advertising. So what happens is in the next module, we're going to be setting up your first ads. Yay, you say, finally, we're going to start taking action. But none of that could have happened if we hadn't have set these bits up already. So you had to have the accounts on the traffic exchanges. You had to set up your profiles, and you had to set up all the things that we've set up so far, and your website, or your landing page if you don't have a website, and your autoresponder, so that when people come to your traffic exchange, let's say they're in Infinity Traffic Boost, for example, and you place an advert, when they click on that link, it's going to take them either to your website or the landing page, and then they're going to opt in, and then the message will be sent to them, and then they will be one of your subscribers. And once they're one of your subscribers, you can send them emails on a regular basis. Now, I work on this basis. I will send you an email every day until either one of us dies or they decide to opt out. And once they opt out, I never talk to them ever again, because that's what they wanted. I see a lot of people who say, it gives you like, would you like to opt out? And you say, yes, we won't send you any more messages. Then I opt out, and it says, I get another message from them saying, sorry to say you opted out. If you change your mind, come back here. I don't do that. They just said they didn't want to hear from me ever again. So you'll only upset them. I was going to use a stronger word than upset. You'll only upset them if you send them another email. And if you do that, if people do that, man, I just don't go back to them ever again. So number one, don't forget, only give them what they asked for or what you promised them. So if you said, I'm going to give you a 7-day training program, only give them a 7-day training program. But you can say, I'm going to give you a 7-day training program and then daily emails after that as follow-up. So you can only give them what you said you were going to give them. If it's about crypto, don't send them about anything about dogs, cats, or anything else, marketing or whatever, because they opted in because you said you were going to send them crypto information. And if you send anything else, it's actually spam, and spam is illegal, and you could be deleted, and well, it's just not professional to do that. Now, my last tip in this video before I go, I would download this email list on a regular basis, let's say once a week. Because if for any reason you do lose your account with Aweber, you have no access to these people. And you can appeal with Aweber, and yes, they might be able to help you, but it's very unlikely. They're a huge company, and you know, these massive, massive companies, sometimes their support is not the best. I'm not saying that about Aweber, but you know, just be careful with these companies that once you're deleted and you don't pay them, they often, it's the last you'll ever hear from them. So make sure you download your list. You can do that as a CSV file, and just keep your list. You can always upload it into another autoresponder, or worst case scenario, you can email people one by one. Takes a long time, but you can do it. Okay, so that's just a quick overview, and I think it's the last video of this module. I hope you've enjoyed this module. In the next module, we're going to actually start advertising and growing our subscriber list. So I'll see you in that video. Until then, have an awesome time. If you need any help, you got any comments, any questions, contact me at tim@bitcointrainingcamp.com. I'll see you there.